Hello guys, I just want to talk about my experience with High School Esports. I am a junior this year, so I'm 11th grade. I joined esports about the end of, right before winter break, and it was great. I knew the coach or the teacher that was in charge of it, and he's a great guy. And so we started, and I didn't know which one I'd do. I knew I would do like Rocket League because that's what I've played for a long time, and that's what I'm used to. When I got there wasn't really a Rocket League team, and so it was fun. I just chose to like play some Mario Kart and see how that went, and I was not the best there, of course. I was probably second or third best, but I enjoyed it. We had some fun. We just played for tryouts. Tryouts wasn't really tryouts. It was just you showed up, you gotta play, and so I just showed up. I played, and it was a lot of fun. I had two of my friends join. I had two of my friends come for the tryouts. One of them ended up leaving, but one of them stayed, and it's awesome seeing him play with me and just having a friend there that I know. So we just basically play Mario Kart for a lot of it. Our practices were literally just we play Mario Kart against each other and have fun. That was basically it, which is a great thing to do. Like, I haven't really had much time spending with friends or anyone else. I was really kind of like just by myself at home. Like, I might have done stuff with my family, but I haven't really had time with my friends outside of school and a few other things. So that was fun. I made some new friends. We had a lot of fun. We just started playing. After a little bit, we had one of the players or my teammates made a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet, and basically whoever had the best average score out of us playing together basically would play on the main team, and the others would play on the JV team or the second team. And so there's one guy that's way better than all of us. He's the one that made the spreadsheet. Like, we're close in skill level now, but he was better than all of us at the start. And so we played. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I was always stressed because I was like one of the lower of the middle pack. Basically, our next three after the top one were pretty similar. Actually, our next four. So it's like, who doesn't play, who plays, what's gonna happen. And at the end of it, we got to the end of it, and I was barely above the mark. I was below the mark for making the varsity team. I was 5th place like almost the whole time, just by like a tiny little bit. And like last one or two practices I made it above the mark, and so technically I would be playing on the team. With that, we didn't really have the top 4. One of them decided, hey, I'm good just letting someone else play. I'm good just playing on the JV team, because he also doesn't have like a consistent ride. He can't drive himself to practice and stuff or to games. And so basically we went with this 4. It was me, and then the best one, one of my friends, and then another one I got to know, and he's pretty cool too. He's one of my friends now. And so that was it for Mario Kart. We had that team, and then for our first game we were like, oh, we got this, we gotta lock in, we gotta focus, and we ended up winning it by a bit. I forgot if we won it by a large margin or not. One of our first 2 games we won by a large margin, and I was like, well, yeah, we already know we're pretty good, we're all really good, and so yeah, we beat them, and so we were happy. And then next week comes around, we play another game, we win again, and we're just like ecstatic. And then after the first 4 weeks we're undefeated, and one of our teammates has to basically leave. I don't know if it's the 4th or 5th week, but after the 4th or 5th week he had to leave because he's playing the actual sport. He's playing volleyball, which we keep teasing about not playing an actual sport. And then, so we had the guy that doesn't really have a ride or something like that. He joined the team, basically, and we went undefeated throughout the whole season. And so that was fun. We enjoyed it, and we won basically the region. We're number one in region. Right now we're going through playoffs. We've won our first round really handily. We destroyed them. They might have cried. I don't know, but they kind of gave up halfway through the second round. And so basically we're just making it through. Whoever goes to finals goes to state, and we're pretty sure we're the only undefeated team and we can make it to state. One thing that did happen, I think it was the 6th game, we had one of our players banned or suspended because we were playing this one team. It was the only other undefeated team. It was like 5-0, 5-0. We were undefeated, they were undefeated, and so we're like, hey, we're playing the best team, we gotta beat them. And then they streamed the games, and so we were able to like watch and see how their play style was, and that was good. But we were beating them. We beat them. Like, I mean, it was pretty close, but like we beat them confidently. And because they streamed the game, one of my friends had their girlfriend basically type in chat saying, "You guys still losing?" and stuff like that. Just like tiny little like remarks like, "Yeah, are you still losing? That's still losing. Why do you guys lose?" And then one of the kids was named Costco Kid in Mario Kart, and so at the end we said, "We bring the boom," and so that was fun. But yeah, he got a 2-week suspension from that, so basically he wasn't allowed to play for the rest of the few weeks, which he played anyways, because we really didn't have another player other than my friends that I invited to the first practice that joined the team, which, like, he's better than a lot of people at Mario Kart, but he's not, like, even close to as good as our main team. Like, he's still good, he's just not as good as us, which he doesn't care about because he's our team spirit and he's our favorite player. Everyone loves him. He's at least, like, everyone's favorite person. He's my favorite person on the team. And so I had our guy go, he was suspended, but he still played, which made me team captain, even though really it doesn't matter. Team captain doesn't really do anything. And so yeah, for the last 2 weeks we had to do that, which we kind of thought was stupid because no one could really prove that it was him who typed it, and it wasn't even him who typed it, it was his girlfriend. I mean, he did say to type it on his phone, but it was his girlfriend, and so he got a 2-week suspension, which is fine. And then like 2 weeks ago, yeah, we finished our last game and we were undefeated for the season, and then he was back. He was not suspended anymore. We played our first round of playoffs, we destroyed him. Second round we should still have an easier match, and then our third round will be our hardest match, and we should still be fine, but that will, if we win that match, that third match, then we go to state, which will be awesome. And then for Rocket League, because I knew I was going to join that, for our first week we didn't even have internet because the district really didn't really care about our problems, because it's esports, it's not basketball or football or like a mainstream sport. And so eventually, so the first week we had to forfeit. It was like the starter week is to make sure everyone had their internet and stuff, which is still kind of lame, but we had to forfeit. And then week 2, I'm pretty sure we had a bye, or no, we played this team, which we could easily be in. We took them to overtime every single game, but we were all playing on Switch 2s. Normally I play on PC, one of my teammates also plays on Xbox, and so we weren't playing on what we're used to. We're playing on Switch 2, which is arguably one of the worst consoles to play competitive games like that. Like, it's way better than the Switch 1, but it's worse than Xbox, it's worse than PlayStation, it's worse than PC by a long shot. So we took them to overtime every single game, but so we could have easily won if we had our stuff, but we didn't. So we lost that one, and then we had our bye week, and then our next game, I'm pretty sure we played our rival school basically. Like in every other sport, it's our rival school, so it's my rival school. And we beat them because they just were idiots. I mean, they just kind of delayed the match. They weren't idiots, but they delayed the match because they didn't know how to join stuff or follow our instructions to make sure we could play the matches properly. But we beat them. And then the next week we played, I think we played the rival school again, but the better team, and we beat them because they only had 2 players. One of their players was gone for some reason, and so we beat them. And then we played for the last 2 weeks of the season. We played the top 2 teams. One of the games, the game against the top team, we just lost because they're the top team. They're full of Grand Champion 3s or GC 3s, and I'm a GC 1, and I'm the best player on our team, rank-wise at least, and so we lost to them pretty handily. We just got our butts whipped. And then we had our game against the second best team, and one of our players didn't show up, which had to replace the one guy that left Mario Kart was also for Rocket League, and he left, so we had to find a sub for him. And the sub kind of just didn't show up, and so we were like, oh no, we're gonna have to do a 2v3 against the team just as good as the team we played last week. And then turns out one of their computers broke, so we had 2v2, and we're like, oh, we got this, there's a chance. We're still like lower ranked, we're worse, but there's a chance. And then eventually it went from a 2v2, and then another one of their computers broke, so it was a 2v1. So after, it's a best of 5, and so we lost 2 games when it was a 2v2, we won 2 games when it was a 2v1, and then the game had an update, which got them to fix one of their players' computers, so it was a 2v2 again, and we lost, which was kind of sad. But like, that was, if we won, we definitely made playoffs. If we lost, we didn't make playoffs. So turns out we made playoffs, even though we lost. Like, it was really close. And then we played that school again. We had a 3v3, we had our teammate back. They had their full team. I think they were playing with a sub though. And we were pretty close to them. We did lose eventually, but we were pretty close, and so that was fun. We just lost. It was really close. We played well. I played pretty well. I was playing with a new controller. I now play with PlayStation 4 instead of Xbox controller. And so, but I played pretty well. My teammates played well. But we lost, which is fair. First round of playoffs, we lost. And yeah. And then, so yeah, I just want to say, basically, esports has been good. There's been a lot of random stuff happening, but esports has been good overall, and if you can join it or join something that gets you to basically talk to your friends, you should do it. And just want to say, see ya. Thanks for watching.